A tired nurse stayed one more hour and saved a life she never knew she'd meet. What if the hour you almost gave up was the hour heaven was waiting to use you? How many times have you been one decision away from quitting, ready to walk out, switch off the light, and whisper, "I've had enough"? But what if that 1 hour, that small act of endurance, wasn't just about your story, but someone else's survival? Before we begin, take a moment, subscribe to Echoes and Struggles. Because here, I don't just tell stories. I remind the world that kindness still echoes long after the moment passes. My name is Sir Nicholas Bassa. Stay until the end. You won't forget what happened that one night. Her name was Claire Matthews, age 38. Registered nurse at St. Joseph's Hospital, St. Louis, Missouri. 12 years of graveyard shifts, 12 years of heartbreak and healing, faces she couldn't save, names she couldn't forget. Her apartment was small, second floor, one bedroom, the hum of a tired refrigerator her only company. A coffee mug with fading letters, "Do good anyway." The kind of words she lived by, even when they hurt. She was good at her job, too good maybe. The nurse everyone leaned on, but no one really saw. And when the nights got quiet, when the hallways echoed only with beeping machines, she'd sometimes wonder, does anyone even notice that I stayed? That winter was cruel, the kind that seeps into bones and prayers alike. Claire's shift had dragged into 13 hours. Her back ached. Her shoes squeaked with every step. The clock read 11:47 p.m. Just 13 minutes to freedom. She had her bag on her shoulder when the intercom crackled. Emergency intake. Male, early 30s. Possible overdose. Her heart sank. Not again. She hesitated. Her ride home was waiting. The next nurse on shift was late. And she whispered to herself, someone else can handle it. But then she heard the paramedic shout from the hallway, "We're losing him." And something inside her broke open, that same ache she felt when her brother died years ago. She dropped her bag, ran toward the chaos. The man's name was Elias Grant, 33. Found unconscious in an alley behind a diner. No ID, pulse fading. Claire worked fast. Compressors for oxygen. Her body moving like second nature while her heart prayed without words. Minutes felt like hours. Then, a faint beep. A breath. He lived. But he didn't wake up. Not that night. Not the next. For 3 days, Claire sat by his bed after every shift. She brought him water, adjusted his blankets, even read aloud from a tattered hospital Bible. "You probably can't hear me," she said softly one night. "But you matter. Even if no one's told you that in a while." When he finally woke, his first words were, "You stayed." Claire smiled. "Yeah, guess I did." Have you ever stayed when it would have been easier to walk away? Type "I stayed" in the comments. For every unseen hour, every unthanked kindness, every quiet moment when your heart chose mercy over rest. And if this story already touches you, subscribe to Echoes and Struggles, because this is what we honor here, the silent heroes. Elias recovered slowly. He told her how he'd once been a musician, local gigs, bright dreams, and then addiction. "Funny," he said once, "you fix people every day, but I bet no one fixes you." Claire laughed softly. That's not how it works. But in truth, she didn't remember the last time someone asked how she was. When Elias was discharged, he asked for her address. She refused gently, "Just promise me you'll keep fighting." He nodded. "You gave me a reason to." And then he was gone. Weeks passed. Claire's life went on. The same halls, the same faces, the same ache of being needed but not known. Until one night, exhaustion caught her mid-shift. She fainted in the supply room. When she woke, she was in a hospital bed, her hospital bed. She blinked, confused, staring at the 4 line in her arm. A familiar voice said quietly from the corner, "Guess it's my turn to stay." It was Elias. Clean, well-dressed, guitar case by his feet. He smiled. "I heard what happened. I came as soon as I could." Claire tried to speak, but tears came first. He walked over, held her hand, and said, "You once told me I mattered. Tonight, I'm telling you, so do you." Days later, when she was well enough to return home, she found something waiting on her doorstep. A small package. Inside, a letter and a music CD. The letter read, "Claire, the song on this disc is yours. It's called The Hour She Stayed. I played it for the recovery group downtown. Every time I sing it, someone decides to keep living. Because you did." She pressed play. A soft guitar melody filled the room. Elias's voice trembled through the speakers. 1 hour more, 1 breath more, love stayed when hope closed the door. Claire sat on the edge of her bed, tears streaming down her cheeks. Her tired heart finally exhaled. The world hadn't applauded. No cameras, no awards. But somewhere in the city, strangers were being saved by a song born from the hour she almost walked away. So tonight, if you're tired, if no one's clapping for your quiet faithfulness, remember, heaven still writes down every hour you stayed when it hurt. The world may never say your name, but someone's life may carry your echo forever. Because love doesn't always arrive with trumpets. Sometimes it comes in the shape of a weary nurse, a trembling hand, and 1 hour of grace. Are you building towers or bridges? If this story moved you, type 1 hour can change everything in the comments. Share this story with someone who's tired. Remind them, you may not see it yet, but your hour still matters. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Echoes and Struggles, where we tell the stories that prove true wealth is not what you keep, it's what you stay to give.